Da 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 da. Fuck!
Hello. I'm gonna start off by apologizing to everyone that listened to our last week's episode that was only 10 minutes long. I don't...
Leave some comments if you want to uncover the deep, dark, secret podcast, but unless we get 40 subscribers, it will not be released.
Exactly. We want at least 40. I don't know what happened. It just didn't work.
We tried 3 times, and it kept on spitting out 9 minutes. So that's the teaser trailer.
Yes.
Please subscribe to our Patreon, and the perk will be a full episode.
I'd like to think the teaser trailer of our episode was better than the teaser trailer of the Venom movie.
Oh, God.
So...
I would agree 110%.
And now... I don't want to be biased or anything, but I'd like to think that was probably our best podcast. Like, I don't want to just say that outright, but it may have been our best.
I felt something.
Yeah, it was special.
We're being sarcastic here, right?
No, this is legit.
Best
podcast.
We gotta pump people up.
Yeah.
Oh, right. We're doing a sales pitch now. It was so good that you might, literally orgasm from ears.
Yes.
That's
Eargasm.
Eargasm. Introduce us so we can fucking...
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Because of annoyances, sitting next to me on his couch is the Lord Commander of the pod, Andrew.
That sounds absolutely like you are burdened to be
mean.
here.
I am burdened to be here at the point in time. I would like to be in my own house, but I'll save that for online debates and tweets, angry tweets at Air Canada.
I guess I'll kill myself.
I'd rather you didn't. If you did, Clayton and I would just have really boring conversations.
Yeah, we just agree on everything probably. It'd be like, oh, I like this too.
Our podcast would be 13 minutes,
Good? Yeah, good.
Yeah. Inside the laptop is just Clayton, and myself is Reek, or as my parents call me, Reek. I have no news because I'm a disappointment. So we're gonna talk about Black Panther in a good way, or in a way.
In some type of way.
You
decide.
Yeah.
Let us know, all 40 of you, and
vote for the way that we talk about Black Panther.
tell your friends.
So does anyone want to give a quick summary of the movie?
Oh boy.
Clayton does.
Oh boy. Okay, so, it starts off, a couple months after Civil War, give or take?
At least a day.
Yeah, at least a day, not a year.
Okay, yeah, so it starts off between a day and 365 days, between that portion, after Civil War, with Mr. Black Panther T'Challa, doing things. We actually start the movie with a flashback, so what I just said is completely wrong. It actually starts in the past. But we're just going to pretend that I'm not wrong for this, and you get to see Black Panther's dad doing things with his brother, and his brother betrayed them, and that's the reason that Ulysses Claw was in Wakanda, whatever. It's exposition. So we're with Black Panther after Civil War, and he's doing cool things with his vibranium suit that makes him really, really hard to be scared for because he's fucking invincible. Doing some fun kung fu shit. We get some nice scenic shots of Wakanda looking splendorous. If Black Panther's sister gives the greatest puns of all time. Black Panther is elected king after the death of his father.
Elected.
He, at some point, tries to go capture Ulysses Claw and fails. What's his name? Michael B. Jordan kills Claw and brings him to Wakanda to start a coup and defeats Black Panther in combat.
By the way, spoilers.
Yeah, I was going to say that after this, but if you have just started listening to this podcast for this very first episode, we don't spoil anything. We actually like to...
If we've seen it, we hope you have.
Yeah.
Because we're not putting a filter on.
Yeah, we don't care.
Also, I assume if you're listening to this podcast, you've literally exhausted all your other options for watching or listening to anything else.
True.
At this point.
True.
We assume you're done watching it by now. Yeah, and then there's a big war with Wakandans versus other Wakandans. It's the Wakandan Civil War Part 2. And it's pretty sweet, so, yeah.
Overall thoughts? Anyone have any general dislikes of the movie or specific parts of the movie?
I was very content with the whole thing. These past two Marvel movies, Thor and this, I really feel have kind of taken away some of the concerns a lot of people have had with Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're taking new approaches, they're getting new perspectives, and that makes me hopeful for the future.
Yeah.
That we're not just going to get years and years of the same thing we've
Yeah,
been getting.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, my only complaint with Black Panther isn't even about the movie Black Panther. It's about the critics who have seen the movie Black Panther, but we can get to that later. The movie itself was, like, awesome. I really don't have any major complaints with, like, the plot or the actors. Like, they're all great. The characters are all great. The action was literally spectacular. Like, that was so awesome to watch.
I think an interesting point is that T'Challa, who is supposed to be the main character, wasn't probably even in the top 5 most interesting, compelling characters.
You're right.
Like, the supporting cast was amazing.
Oh, God. This was, like, probably... This is easily top 3 MCU villains in Killmonger.
Yeah,
Like,
so
good.
I have 2 very small issues with the movie, and one of them is the fact that we got, again, that whole classic Marvel, we have the villain is pretty much a direct replica of the hero, except the fact that Killmonger had legitimately decent, like, reasons to do what he was doing.
Yeah, that's the one thing that got me through that.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Because, I mean, I think it's kind of generic at this point that Marvel, the first movie has to be the same.
Yeah, so, like, we had Iron Man versus Ironmonger, we had Hulk versus Abomination, we had Ant-Man versus Yellow Jacket. They were all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, we had a purple Black Panther versus a yellow Black Panther, except he was a great villain.
It was justified.
Yeah.
For the reason that it was a Black Panther and Black Panther.
Exactly.
Because they were competing to beat the Black Panther.
Exactly.
So, like, that makes sense.
And the only other small thing I have is because I'm weird when I watch movies. So why didn't they either have all Wakandan or no Wakandan? Like, there was just, they were like...
Oh, here we go.
See, I've told Clayton, because I bitched about this on the car ride home. There were just, like, scenes where they were talking in Wakandan and then jumping to English and then back to Wakandan. It was weird like that. And, like, that one of those opening scenes where he jumps out of the plane and takes on those other African dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they all
I
yelling...
never freeze.
That's the scene. Why are they all yelling defense positions in English? Like, that's only 2 words we need to read for subtitles. So if you're gonna yell at me about no one wants to read an entire movie in subtitles because not all of us watch Japanese anime, I get that. That's fine. But, like, defense positions, that's 2 words. That just bothered me.
Fair.
Literally, other than that, I loved the movie.
I have one problem looking back at it, and it's hard for me to say this is a problem because everything they did in the movie was amazing and it was very calculated and everyone served the purpose that they were set out to fulfill. But looking at this movie as a whole and looking into the future, there's one rather significant problem in that Black Panther in the comics has 3 main villains.
Yep.
All 3 of them were in this movie.
The Man-Ape, Claw, and Killmonger.
Yeah.
So they just fucked them all.
2 of them are dead.
True.
And one of them is an ally.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
There's no other, like, Black Panther villains.
Yeah,
Like, they
fair
could borrow
enough.
from other heroes, like their villains, but Black Panther's signature villains
His rogues
are
gallery.
disposed of
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
the first movie.
That's fair.
But, like, we didn't have, like, a Spider-Man 3 problem where it's like, villains, take them all.
Yeah,
Or,
exactly.
like, Amazing Spider-Man 2, like, take all the villains.
Yeah.
Like, everyone did a really good job, which is great, but what do we have left to work with in terms of his rogues?
Yeah.
Not.
I mean, are they gonna do another Black Panther movie?
Probably. I mean, it made a lot of money, so I assume they will.
I mean, we've yet to see a Marvel franchise that hasn't been 3 movies or working up to 3 movies, so I think it's safe to assume so, especially with the success of the movie so far.
True. I mean, they can always just make new villains.
Yeah, which is probably what they're going to have to do, or they'll probably do something along the lines of, it'll be Black Panther with the Hulk, because that just seems to be the next line.
Or
They just
Winter
throw the
Soldier.
Hulk. Or the Winter Soldier. Like, you know, like, they'll kind of just team up a couple heroes and name it a Black Panther movie sort of thing. But I didn't even realize that. That's a good point. Do you guys want to talk villains?
We can. I just want to throw out one fun fact that I read.
Ooh.
Black Panther in the first 4 days made more than Justice League in its entire runtime.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took 4 days.
That
It's
doesn't kind
like,
of shock
isn't
me.
it like the highest grossing Marvel movie right now?
Really?
Probably pretty close to it.
Wow. I mean, that doesn't shock me. Like, it got all of us Marvel nerds. It would have got the people that aren't nerds that are interested in this kind of, like, the fact that it's an all African-American cast.
Yeah.
It would gathers all of those people. It's not one of the Marvel movies that you need to have seen the other Marvel movies, so it's a good jumping on
Yeah,
point for
for
the
sure.
people bringing their girlfriends or boyfriends that don't have interests, like...
And
we
like
brought
at the end of the
Clayton's
day, it was like a
girlfriend.
super smooth, slick, cool movie.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just a superhero movie or a
Exactly.
Marvel movie. Like you could just watch Black Panther, understand the whole thing, and be like, "That was fucking cool."
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Does anyone else want to talk about Smeagol? Because I loved Smeagol in that. He was awesome.
He. I think he was my second favorite character.
Yeah, who was the first?
I like Shuri.
Yeah,
like,
okay, me
the
too.
sister.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Oh my gosh, she's the greatest.
So funny.
Fucking greatest.
Yeah.
So I want to jump the gun a bit because I was listening to a podcast about this morning. Now, the way the Marvel timeline's been, it's been all bit fucky with where things lay in the timeline. So theoretically, this movie could have landed in the exact time where the "what are those" meme isn't even like 2 years late. It might actually be a direct perfect time to when the movie was set, which I just think is fantastic.
What are those?
Oh, so good.
I cried. At
I
that
was
scene.
dying.
It's funny.
Yeah. Okay, we can actually go back to talking about real things. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. So
I call them
Claw.
sneakers. Get it? Get that? Never mind.
So yeah, Claw is
I
amazing.
think I like her so much because I am her. Like, bad puns, smart with science,
Well,
bad puns. Like, I am her.
you were
so-
two of the three of the things you said.
You could pick.
Yeah. Claw was
Hilarious and
Perfect.
fun and
Just what I wanted.
Great, yeah. I'm sad that he's dead,
Mm-hmm.
but for the time that we got him, he was hilarious. Like he wasn't the same character as he was in Ultron.
No.
At all. He was amazing.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of the movie was when they were doing like the museum robbery, and then he's just like, "Yeah, run, go,
Go,
we're letting you go." Fucking shoots him in the back of the head. Yeah, we want to look like amateurs. I'm like, oh my god, that's such a perfect
Yeah.
act for that character to do.
He just does it so well. The character was like, he was such a great character because when he was about to get busted by the CIA, he just pitched his SoundCloud because he fucking can. Like,
Oh yeah, he was great.
Awesome.
what'd you guys think about the arm?
It was pretty cool.
I thought it was cool. Got some use out of it.
Yeah. I was hoping we could see it do more than just shoot one thing, but the big thing it shot was pretty fucking great. Like, it
I
was
mean, we got to see
aggressive.
it do like that Sonic-y thing with the glass and the metal and the
You nailed it. That's actually
Yeah.
the exact soundbite they used. Like, for people at home, what I did is I just edited it in the soundbite that they took from the movie. Right there.
Yep.
Not true, I didn't do that. That's A, too much work, and B, probably illegal.
I don't think it's illegal, is it?
I don't know, I don't own the rights to their sounds. Disney would probably kill my family and my dog.
That's how they work.
I think so.
Jesus fucking Christ. Alright then. Here we go.
I am sad we probably won't get to see Claw again,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought he did great for what he needed to do.
I know.
Resurrect the claw. Start a movement.
Yes, hashtag bring back Claw. No,
Hashtag bring back claw.
we can come up with a better hashtag for that. Claw back?
Hashtag.
Come
Clawing
clawing
back? There it is.
Clawing back.
Alright, that took a solid minute and a half of silence, but we got there, guys.
Yep. Another one of my favorite characters, probably my third favorite character, was Okoye, the badass like general guard
Yeah.
chick.
Michonne.
baller.
Yep.
Yeah, Michonne from The Walking Dead.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, fun fact.
Yeah.
Less hair,
Oh, definitely less hair.
but yeah, at least
Oh,
this
yeah.
much.
Yes. Yes. Huh.
Yeah, she was fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
She's pretty cool. Her action scenes, like all of her fight scenes were lit.
There wasn't a lot of characters that I went, they don't need to be here.
Mhm.
Like, all of them, maybe her love interest, he was kind of just there.
Yeah, that was probably the only character that was like, you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And him being there didn't ruin the movie.
Mm-mm.
Like, it was just such a well done movie.
I mean, he brought big horn puppies to the battle.
So many rhinos. Oh, that was
The
good.
Horn of Gondor.
Yeah,
I felt so bad.
Got
Like,
rhinos when he tried that.
they don't know what they're doing.
They're just
doing what they're told. Oh.
except for the one. The one knew who the real boss is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
She wears the pants in the
Definitely.
relationship, and he knows that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. M'Baku. M'Baku? Did I get that right?
M'Baka?
M'Baka?
Something like that.
I don't know. It probably had a consonant, then an apostrophe, and then an actual name.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Wakandan names.
The bloody ape guy.
Man-ape.
Man-ape.
That's M'Baka.
M'Baka.
I think.
Sure.
M'Baka. Is that it?
I don't know.
Or is it something like that?
Mate, I'm just going to agree with you. Yes.
I don't remember all their names. Their names are so, like, foreign that I can't memorize them all easily.
How many
Like, I
times
know
have you seen
T'Challa,
it?
I know Shuri, but, like, past that.
Yeah, Nayak was his love interest?
Nikita.
Fuck, I was off.
Nakia,
Jeez.
that's it.
Nikia? There we go.
It's
So-
Nakia, and then Njidaka was Killmonger, I think. And Njobu
Oh,
is his dad.
his name was Eric.
With a K.
Yeah, with a K, so
Yeah.
that's all I needed to know. Man-ape, I thought was awesome.
Yeah, for
Like-
sure.
I like, we're vegetarian.
Yeah. Oh, right.
That
Oh.
was gonna be too.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fun because, like, challenge at the beginning. I'm like, yeah, I mean, logistic reason. Like, if you're in this this culture that demonstrates who runs the show based off of pure strength, and you feel like you're a strong competitor,
Yes.
yeah, go for it. And like, he was being really stubborn, and then he finally like yielded, and then he came back into play later. That was fucking cool.
I didn't think that he was going to. I thought they were going to stick with his character being somewhat of villainous.
Me too.
But I'm glad they did. I thought that was a good third act and a good way to resolve everything that had like happened.
Yeah.
He was fun.
I mean, like, I don't even think he was that much of a villain, TBH. He was more just, like, just salty that he was, like, wasn't king and T'Challa
Yeah.
was.
He was like
So, like,
C villain seems too high. Like D villain. Like there was the A villain Killmonger.
He was a bitter boy.
He was a bitter boy. Definitely a bitter boy.
bitter boy. What is this, like a chocolate Never mind, I don't know where I'm going with that. That's a bad joke.
I think it would have been hilarious if, like, when they were leaving, they're like, we need your help. And he said no originally. If he just didn't come.
Yeah, like I thought that's how it was gonna go, and that was gonna be a great like. He said no, like that's it, like
That was it. But
deal with
What are
it.
you gonna do? You can't argue with no. That's like a straight no. Not even like a hesitant, like, I don't think so. Like, he was
Maybe.
confidently no.
Yeah.
no.
Now, what do you guys think of Killmonger? Up there with probably one of the top Marvel villains.
I want you to throw a quick disclaimer out.
Okay.
That doesn't take much.
Okay, you're right. It doesn't. It doesn't. Like that hockey jersey is almost a better Marvel villain than most of them.
To
Like
put things into perspective, like, to be a good Marvel villain, you literally just need to be somewhat compelling
Yeah.
and have some reason for doing what you're doing. 'Cause
Yeah.
so many of them don't,
No.
or it's not fully fleshed out.
yes.
In saying that, he was very fleshed out. He had motive. He
Yeah.
made sense.
Yeah.
He was a good antagonist to the
Yeah.
heroes. So,
Yeah.
by default, all those aspects collectively make him to be a great villain, and especially compared to the gallery
Yep.
of villains that we've had.
Malekith. Ugh.
Yeah. I think he was really,
Malekith?
really cool.
Malekith was the Thor: The Dark World.
I know I was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, definitely up there with a Vulture level villain,
Yeah.
Kilgrave level villain. Like, very
Yeah, he was
good
definitely-
for what he
He
did.
was like a sympathetic villain too. Like you actually like didn't. He wasn't completely wrong. Like his methods were bad, but like you kind of feel bad for him because like you know he is kind of like right in a way that
Yeah.
you know people are right.
I think the perfect description to describe how compelling of a villain he was the first end credit scene. The things that he did, the things that he said, literally changed T'Challa's
Yeah.
point of view, perspective, and opinion.
Yeah. The fact that the villain did like actually changed our hero instead of like the Iron Man villains who were like, oh, and Iron Man was like, I'm still rich.
Yeah.
I'm still Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like this guy, like his methods and how he wanted to accomplish it was wrong and probably going to be more destructive in the end.
More than likely.
But what he was standing for, like the grassroots version of what he was compelled to change, stuck with the heroes because it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes him such a compelling villain. Like, disregard every single like cool like aspect of him as a character that was displayed throughout the movie. The lasting effects is what's gonna matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I compared him to Samuel L. Jackson's villain from Kingsman.
Yeah.
He definitely had the correct point of view, and was just doing it in a less than idealistic way.
I like that comparison.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
You know Michael B. Jordan watches anime?
Yes.
I didn't, but that's fantastic.
Yeah, I like him all the better now.
Mm-hmm. There's this one tweet, and someone tweeted at him like, "Why does everyone like Michael B. Jordan so much? He watches anime and lives with his parents." And he responded to this fucking troll, and he says, "Yeah, I watch anime. It's fucking awesome. And let's make one thing clear: my parents live with me."
Oh!
Yeah.
I mean, they probably do. He probably makes more money than both of them do
Yeah.
in half a month than they do in a year.
He seems like a cool guy. He was on Hot Ones. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's a YouTube channel that interviews celebrities while eating 10 hot wings.
Nice.
Ascending in like
Spiciness?
And like anyone who goes on that has my respect.
That's
it's, like,
awesome.
Cool. Like support your like dreamers that
Yeah.
are doing cool things. And yeah, so I like him now a lot. The only other thing I've really seen him in is Creed, and he was very good in that as well.
Are you just completely ignoring Fan-Fortastic?
Yes,
I
we
haven't
are. We're
seen
completely
it.
ignoring Fan-Fortastic. Moving on.
Andrew is one of the blessed souls to have never seen Fan-Fortastic.
We don't need to talk about it ever.
We were working together, and I said, "Should I watch it?" And you're like, "No." I'm like, "Is that at least fun bad?" And you're like, "No."
Okay.
So I just haven't watched it.
Good. It's terrible. That's
Fun bad. No, it's not fun bad. It's bad. It's like on a scale of 1 to bad, like bad.
yeah, at least a bad.
Would you say that it was on a scale from 1 to bad? It was a 4.
So see, 4 seems like it's too low because it's kind of good, but I
what's
get
the scale. What is bad? Maybe
Okay,
bad's
Fan-Fortastic.
5. Maybe
You know how
bad's
good
3.
Black Panther was?
Yeah.
Fan-Fortastic was more bad than Black Panther was good.
All right, yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, meta.
Whoa.
Wrap your minds about that one, bitches.
So now to jump to any other villain, like off of the villain stuff, unless you guys have any other things to say.
You know,
How would you guys feel about having Martin Freeman's character pop back up in Captain Marvel, because it's set in the 90s?
Little Bilbo.
I think that'd be
Bilbo?
awesome. I don't know if he will, but like,
they're gonna have to de-age him again. And by again, I mean just de-age him because they haven't done it yet in the Marvel Universe, I don't think.
and I like to think Disney has the Disney money to do so. They've done it with
Star Wars.
2, 3, 4, at least 3 characters in the MCU, and then a couple Star Wars characters.
That Tony Stark one, that was really fucking bad.
Tony Stark, Hank Pym again? Tony Stark's... No, not Tony Stark's father, but another Ant-Man character. They did it... fuck. I used to have this shit down.
They've done it.
They've done it. They've certainly done it. Oh, David Hasselhoff in Guardians of the Galaxy. They've done it, and I'd like to think it's getting to the point where it's not cringy. So, only to de-age him like a couple years probably wouldn't even be terrible.
Yeah, that's true. Because he just, like, make his face a little bit softer, like, change the hair a bit.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the one meme that was talking about the diversity in the cast?
I have not.
It was... So, this whole movie has pretty well an all-black cast.
Yeah.
Why are Martin Freeman and Andy Serkis in it? And the response was, they're the Tolkien white guys.
Yeah,
That's
Why were
great.
Bilbo Baggins and Gollum in the movie?
That's
Token white guys.
awesome. I like that. I enjoyed
Yeah, that
that.
was funny.
Well done. So any other characters, any other standout characters you guys want to talk about? Like, obviously, I think we should talk about Shuri because she was great.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else we want to like slate up to talk about, or we just want to wing it?
How did you guys feel about T'Challa? Because we haven't talked about him once, and like we opened up talking about how the supporting cast outshined him. So like, do you want to talk about that?
So I like the fact that we got a main Marvel hero that wasn't a prick. He wasn't a Doctor Strange or an Iron Man who's just a rich prick white guy. He actually had some like genuine qualities that were human and good.
And it was refreshing to see someone, especially in an origin story, that wasn't incredibly sure of himself.
Yeah.
Like he relied on the supporting cast. He relied on seeing his father again in the flashbacks to sort out his feelings and his doubts and all that. And I think that's very important, especially for an origin movie, because why would you make multiple movies if you already start with your
Top of the
very
shit.
confident character? Like, he should have to build that, because like he just became king and
Yeah.
he was not ready for it.
No.
Like, he didn't expect that for like a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that is a appropriate route to take with an origin
Definitely.
type of movie.
Clayton?
I mean, like, yes, but like, I don't think those qualities are overly new either.
No, but like we're used to getting like Iron Man and Doctor Stranges who are just pricks, and then Cap who's like kind of altruistic,
Star-Lord.
but Star-Lord who's a cocky fucker. Like Thor who's a cocky fucker.
Like, all of them are very sure of themselves, and like at the end of the day, like their character development over the X amount of movies they've all been in, they've grown, but haven't so much developed a confidence along with the progression, such that they started off as this and turned into this. Except maybe Captain America, but the only bit we saw of that was the brief time he was like the little scrawny
CGI Chris Evans face.
Yeah, I mean, like Scarlet Witch.
But like movie, like
Title characters.
yeah.
Oh, so we don't count the supporting cast anymore as soon as we move on?
Fuck her.
Yeah, I love Scarlet Witch. She's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, I
so.
do quite like her. How do you guys find T'Challa was in this movie compared to Civil War?
I never freeze.
Except he froze! He lied to us within the first 10 minutes.
Evil character. I should have seen it coming. That's an Anakin-like quality right there. I sense a Darth Panther.
I feel like in Civil War, his character was more, this is this cool new character that we want to establish, as well as someone who's on a quest for vengeance, because
yeah, he's also a lot more
was
one-dimensional in that movie because it wasn't his movie, though.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a lot of people's movies. Like, they kind of shoehorned it near the end to be Cap, Bucky stuff, but
yeah,
you're right.
It was, at the end of the day, like Cap, Iron Man, and then Bucky, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it was their movie with a bunch of people complimenting it.
Punching
Yeah,
other
I mean,
people.
Black Panther was awesome in that, but, like, he wasn't, like, there's too much, like, stuff happening for us to go in depth with Black Panther, like, character stuff. It was more like, he had a slight arc where he was angry until he found out he was wrong, and then he was less angry.
And that's a good characteristic, because I feel like other characters in the MCU, Iron Man especially, would have gone, oh shit, I'm wrong? Fuck!
I think you just described Iron Man in Civil War.
Yeah, you're right, I did.
Yeah, all the reasons that we like discussed about T'Challa's character, I want to stress that it's not complaining. I think that I really enjoy his character. Like, I find him compelling in the sense that he is relatable. Like, you can understand the pressure that this would put on a person, especially when you're surrounded with such strong people.
Yeah, you've
and
been
such
king
people that
before.
know exactly what they stand for and what they want to do.
Yeah.
It's
People who never freeze.
yeah. You can connect with a person who's going through that because that's something like if you were just like, oh, surprise, you have to take control of this whole fucking nation, like, yeah,
Bring it on.
what the fuck?
Let's go.
So, like, I think it's an interesting approach to a character
Yeah.
that is really fresh, and yeah, I really enjoyed him as a character. He's very likable, but I think it's important to address the title character, especially since the supporting cast was so,
Supporting him.
Yeah, so supportive.
Yeah. Do you guys think if Civil War hadn't existed and we had just got everything we had got minus Civil War, maybe a couple additional scenes and certain things to fill in some gaps, and then Black Panther, do you think this movie would have dipped in quality, or do you think it was just strong enough to have not needed his introduction? You could have just jumped straight into Black Panther without anything else.
I don't know that it would have dipped the quality, but it maybe would have taken away a
Dipped the
little bit
views.
of the hype. Because
Fair enough. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole hype originated from this cool character that we saw in this movie getting
Very
his
true.
own, as opposed to, surprise, you're getting this character the first time you're ever going to see him. I don't doubt that it would have been successful because it is a very important movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would have gotten as much attention because this is a new character that we
Right.
have not seen before.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it definitely would have been like less successful. Like bringing like a really obscure character like Black Panther in on Civil War was like super smart actually, because like everyone knows who Captain America is, and like everyone who is like interested in anything regarding superheroes is gonna go see Civil War because I mean it's Captain America Civil War.
It's an event.
So like showing him off there and like kind of like being like giving an idea of this really cool character and like why he's cool, and then putting his movie out like kind of like it just draws more views. Like without that, you probably would have gotten just a lot less people. Like you would have had obviously the Marvel fans, you would have had the civil rights activists who were morally obligated to see the movie, and then like you would have lost a lot of the other people who are more casual viewers and may or may not see a Marvel movie depending on how they feel about the character. So it definitely like worked out. I guarantee like definitely boosted the money
Further
that they got
better.
from it.
So I have a theory.
Yep.
So I don't know about you guys, but did you see any cars in Wakanda?
No.
No.
So I think he has beef against cars.
You just can't drive.
He just hates them.
Fuck
He
cars.
just fucks cars up every time he sees them.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what? That's that's fair.
I think there's a reason why Wakanda doesn't have cars, because with their technology, they
they
could.
probably have cars, like way better
I think
cars.
they have beef against cars. It's just like this inherent hatred towards automobiles.
That's
But
fair.
would you want to drive a car if you could drive a hover bike?
Yeah, if you could drive a vehicle without touching anything, would you ever touch a steering wheel again?
No.
Exactly. Like fuck that.
I think it's a dick measuring contest. Like, yeah, fuck you, cars. We were better.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm gonna destroy you on sight if I ever see you.
And I'm not gonna like.
Okay, I think another thing to address in terms of the movie is the fact that Killmonger burnt all the fucking superpower flowers.
Yeah.
So, like, is T'Challa gonna be the last Black Panther? Because there ain't no
Probably.
more flowers.
Unless Shuri can like manufacture a new one.
Or the last Black Panther movie, like the third or whatever, it ends with, like, you seeing the first heart-shaped herb sprout out from the ground.
I could see
But,
that being an MCU.
I mean, as of right
credit.
now, if T'Challa dies, like,
Fuck it, they're done.
no one's getting superpowers.
Yeah. I'm glad they went with that way. I didn't quite know if they were gonna go with the whole he's just gonna eat an herb and get superpowers, because it seems kind of weird for what we've seen. We've either seen like it's pure science and technology to give super
Or an
strength,
experiment, or magic.
or actual magic.
Yeah.
So to have it be this kind of weird thing, I didn't know if they were gonna go with that way. But I'm really glad they did.
Yeah, as
go.
of the Marvel Universe, you're either an experiment, you're using science, or you're an alien species.
You're Doctor Strange. That is
True.
literally
Yeah.
a sorcerer. But like, I'm glad they went with that, because that really opens the MCU up to a lot of cool shit that can happen. Like,
Based off of past
Stop.
conversations in this podcast, I think Clayton is not going to be a fan of this, but There are some fans.
I know exactly what you're gonna
There's
say.
some fan speculations that Shuri could take up the role of Iron Man after Robert Downey Jr.'s done in place of the Iron Heart monger, I guess.
Clayton.
Just due to her efficiency towards technology and her smarts and her wit, she would fit in that character role. I would love to hear what Clayton thinks.
Or instead of making her rip off Iron Man, just make her her own hero with her own unique set of traits, abilities, and stuff, and not completely just shoehorn in the exact same character with a different name.
So, I actually agree with Clayton on this stand. If they are to do an Iron Heart, I would hope that they actually do a different character and then allow Shuri to do her own thing. Because I think she could be a much cooler character, not just putting on an Iron Man suit. But I think, logistically speaking, it will make more sense to have her learn from Iron Man in Infinity War, being like, hey, you know that thing you're doing? I can do that way better. I'm just gonna do that. Like,
why does an Iron Man have like a vibranium armor?
Because he doesn't know it exists.
Okay.
There's not enough vibranium in the world because Wakanda
To their knowledge.
just
Okay,
shut. Yeah,
right.
so like,
Do you think he'll
I mean,
get
it
one?
exists.
I do.
He just doesn't have any.
yeah, to Iron Man, essentially the only vibranium that exists is his daddy's shield. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think he's gonna get one though in Infinity War?
I hope so.
That'd be cool.
I really hope so.
I would like if him and like Shuri were just like shooting
Just
the
chatting
shit
up.
with like tech and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm super smart. I learned like thermonuclear physics in a night. Hey, I'm smarter.
Yeah.
Surprise.
And she definitely is smarter.
Probably, yeah, most
she
certainly.
has to be smarter. There's no ifs, ands, or about it. But I would like her to be her own really cool character. Now, in the comics, she's taken the Black Panther mantle. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, it makes sense. Like, if
Next in
T'Challa
line.
were to get murked, like, she's the next up.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, in terms of how they run their society and government, I guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Just rewind like 3 minutes and hear the exact same statement I made before about that
Yeah.
position
Fair enough.
too.
I
Fair
think
enough.
a really cool route to take with future Black Panther movies, because the ladies were so fucking cool in this, is like, you don't have to call it like Black Panther and the ladies, but like make the three of them like integral characters, like make the three main characters, like
Yeah.
similar to how Thor Ragnarok featured the three main characters, like Hulk, Thor, Valkyrie. Like,
Yeah.
make them the three main characters. Like, give all of them like arcs. Give
Yeah.
all of them purpose. Entangle them all into the plot so that they're all working together. Because I think each character alone has their perks, because they're all very interesting, compelling characters.
Definitely.
But they also complement each other very well. And I think capitalizing on that and utilizing them together, because they are like, you know, Wakanda, right?
Yeah.
So
What characters are we talking about specifically? Black Panther, Shuri, and who?
Okoye.
Oh, I thought we were
See,
going
That doesn't make any
Shuri.
sense though. She's the general of the nation. She can't just go tramping around the whole entire time.
But if it was like a
It'd be fun though.
self-contained Wakandan adventure, I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, but like anywhere
Shuri,
else in the world, like you can't
Okoye,
just.
and
It
Nakia.
happened
Why
once,
not?
but you can't just have your general all the time running around doing what the fuck she wants in different countries.
What if she got? What if there was a new general and she got some like there's easy ways to write around it, but I do agree the fact that you shouldn't just have your leader of your military fucking off to other places willy nilly.
I think something more likely would be like Black Panther, Shuri, and Martin Freeman, or Nakia, one of the two. I think those are both more likely than Okoye and make more sense.
I just really like Okoye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like her too.
I forget exactly how the confrontation went between like her and Killmonger, like when they were like going at it, but like how'd that end? Like she didn't like get beaten, did she? Or
She
how'd
got
that
blasted.
work?
I think the Dora Milaje,
sure, all them kind of got fucked, but she didn't.
No, and I think she would have beaten him if it weren't for the kinetic energy bullshit from the Black Panther suit.
Righto.
And the fact that he had the Black Panther stuff. I feel like anyone with the herb's probably gonna win the fight.
Yeah, you've got superpowers at that point. That's like
same
me
reason, like the
versus...
super soldier serum. Like you're probably just gonna win because you're faster, stronger. It's like unless you're like Batman, you're probably not gonna be able to beat someone else with superpowers.
I mean, at the end of the day, why don't you just put on the vibranium suit and just like lay in the middle of the battlefield?
Hit me,
No
bitches.
one can do anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Like just
Well,
curl up
they
in
have
like the fetal
vibranium
position.
spears. Can vibranium not hurt vibranium at all?
We did see Black Panther's vibranium claws scratch the vibranium cap shield. So I imagine vibranium can do something to vibranium, unless cap shield isn't fully vibranium. I don't 100% know.
A vibranium alloy, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, I know
I
Adam.
feel like just lying down and then having like a literal vibranium spear, like full on like 90-degree contact, like the big,
Have we
like the
been
most
saying
force
anime,
possible.
too?
Like
No, we
it would
haven't.
have to do something, or just break your ribs inside the suit or something. Like they're not invincible inside the suit; they're just like invincible to most things.
Clayton, have we been saying vibranium or adamantium?
Vibranium.
Okay, good.
Because I'm second guessing myself that I've been saying adamantium, but vibranium.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone's been saying vibranium.
Hopefully.
I'll look back on it when I edit this and go, oh, we're embarrassing fucks.
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, there's been no mention of Wolverine, so I don't know why we would. Like,
Well-
I thought he's like the Keystone Adamantium boy, so.
I know adamantium is a vibranium steel alloy.
Is it?
Yes.
Fine.
In the
Okay.
comics. I don't know how it is in the movies because
Well, I
they
mean,
don't own
technically they don't
vibranium.
exist together
Okay.
right now.
Fucking yeah, you're right. I got distracted. I don't know if I have much else to say about any of the characters. Anyone else?
Nah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
So I have one theory about the soul gem, and it's less of a theory and more of a probably over like I'm too broad for it to be correct, if you know what I mean.
Go for it.
The soul gem's certainly in Wakanda.
I mean, why else would the battle be going
Exactly.
on there? I think it has to be.
Exactly. So my theory that I've been honing, and I say honing as in like I'm really working on it. I've been thinking about it a couple times here and there. Is it was in the meteorite with all the vibranium that hit Wakanda,
Okay.
and it's the reason the heart-shaped herb started to grow in the first place, and that's why when you eat this heart-shaped herb paste, you can see the souls of your ancestors, and you can talk to all the spirit people, and it's something to do with that.
That makes a lot of sense. I like it.
And then if that is the case, that could be how we get more heart-shaped herbs for future Black Panthers. If T'Challa's like, hang on, I need a small little chunk of this, and he just like takes a grater and grates it over some plants and like.
You just see T'Challa put on like a straw hat
Yeah.
and start
egging his way about things.
Yeah, I like it. That's fun.
Yeah. That's about all I have for
That makes sense.
speculation.
Yeah, you told me about that, so.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the end credit scenes?
Fine and fine.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
nothing
I
groundbreaking,
think
I don't think they were meant to be groundbreaking, so, like.
Mhm. I think the first one with like them at the United Nations, I think that was really important to show how Killmonger had an effect on
Yes.
the main fellas.
Yeah, I feel like that wasn't, like, an MCU-wide thing, though. I feel like that was just, like, the last progression of Black Panther, the movie.
Mhm.
Like, usually a lot of the end credit scenes are, like, huge. Like, they're, like, kind of lead to, like, the greater MCU.
This was more
like,
of an epilogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is more like Black Panther specific. Like, obviously, it'll have an effect on the rest of the MCU because, like, Wakanda's gonna be like better known and like more out in the world and shit, which like obviously has an effect on everyone else. But I feel like that was more of like a movie centric, like this specific movie centric after credit scene, as opposed to like some of the ones where like you see Thanos putting on a gauntlet and shit like that, which were like overly universe MCU
Yeah.
centric, if you know what I mean.
And then the second one, it didn't really give us anything. Like, we already knew he was there.
Yeah.
It just showed him waking up, I guess.
think it was fan wank. It would be
I
like,
mean-
hey, here you go. He's still around.
Because, like, that
We know-
wasn't a
We know he's
surprise.
fixed,
Like,
though. Like we know that he's now no longer under brainwash. And he hasn't have an arm either.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have the arm yet. So now, what time do you think those scenes were? Like, do you think they're directly after the movie, or do you think they're closer to when Infinity War is going to happen? Or both, because you guys
think there was definitely a time lapse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying how much, but like there was definitely a passage of time that is more than just like a couple hours or days.
Yeah, definitely.
It seemed like things had calmed down around the place, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a couple weeks later or something like that.
Yeah.
A month or whatever.
Which would also give like more of a reason as to like why Bucky wasn't recruited in to like help fight or anything like that, or at least he like wasn't present at all in the actual events in the movie. If it was like a couple weeks after everything had settled, that he's still waking up and shit, or I don't know.
It was funny too because like I kind of ruined it for me because like I'm sure I would have been a little bit more surprised than I was if it wasn't for the one kind of like backhanded comment Shuri made about like this isn't the first white boy we had to fix, and then Aaron was like, "Who like is that like an Easter egg or something?" I'm like, "Well, they brought Bucky there at the end of Civil War, so I'm assuming that's who they're talking about."
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's probably it. And then
they just kind of showed him.
Then Bucky came, so I was like, "Oh yeah,
definitely.
Remember that time I said Bucky was there?
There he is.
Voila!
Yeah,
it is Bucky."
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Barnes.
Anything else you guys want to add to it, or you want to jump to some ratings?
I'm Gucci Gang.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get with the culture. Sorry. Okay, we're going on.
You're right in the culture, Clayton. Don't let anyone tell you differently. You're hip, boy, as the kids say.
Mom spaghetti.
Well, I'm gonna take the awkward silence in Clayton's rambling as we can just jump to some ratings. Anyone got anything pressing?
I'm gonna give it 7 white boys.
Fair enough. Clayton?
I'm gonna give it 84 sneakers.
Sandals?
No. What are those?
I'm gonna give it 43 rhinos.
Aw, good boys.
The good rhinos.
Big horny puppies.
With that many rhinos, we're gonna need to bring Spider-Man in.
Ew.
Well,
what if like the end credit scene of Infinity War is like a rhino like dipping into like some like vibranium stuff, and it's like starts metamorphosizing into a human.
Rhino.
I will shit myself. That will be fantastic. You've heard it first. If that happens, it was predicted on this podcast. We got it first, boys.
Or like one of the members of the Wakanda nation, or like fucking around with one of the rhinos, and there's like an explosion, and like you just see them combine in the explosion. That's it.
Or even better.
Theory.
One of the rhinos goes to America, and a radioactive rhino bites the guy who becomes a rhino.
Wait.
Just getting bit by a rhino?
No. One of the rhinos goes to America and gets bitten by a radioactive person, and then just becomes a...
Or a radioactive spider bites the rhino who bites a human.
Yes.
Christ. Now we're just getting into, like, the Illuminati's gonna start looking us up soon. Like, we're going too deep here.
Have you seen those
deep,
memes where it's like...
Have you seen those... the dwarves here, we're gonna awaken something we don't want to get. Like, fuck.
Have you seen those memes where it's like a person asks like a really weird but specific and like legit question, and then like the notification pops up at the top of the screen? It's from the Illuminati.
No.
And it says, "Don't fucking move."
Don't fucking move. Be right there. Yeah, I've seen those.
Oh man. Well, thanks for listening to us ramble. Hopefully this actually uploads fully this time.
Yeah.
If you could tell a friend to listen to us, that would be nice. We'd like to think we're really inclusive here at the Mediocre Company.
Mm-hmm. We want more people so that I could have validation from my parents, if you're unaware. So please tell them, so I'm not an utter and complete disappointment.
Yeah, just a small disappointment is all we're shooting for here. Nothing drastic. If you want to reach the show, like ask us a question, send erotic fan art of Clayton and Andrew having aggressive Black Panther sex. We're at the Mediocre Co on Twitter and the Mediocre Co at Outlook.com.
Also, if you want to send us your Rhino fan fiction.
Yes, we actually I want Rhino fan fiction. I don't care where it comes from. Just send it to me, and it's going up in my room at home, and I'm gonna have to explain it to people. But I don't. It's fine.
Yeah, you could write it for Eric. I would prefer illustrations because I'm more of a visual kind of guy.
Yeah, you know, if you could actually send us Rhino fanfic in a comic form, so we could just easily flip through it, that would be great. Saying that shenanigans, lower your expectations, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.